And now, another episode of MMA Gossip with your boys.
Boom. We are live, baby. MMA Gossip back in your life. Episode number 79. I say it all the time, but it never feels like we're 79 fucking episodes deep. We, like I always say, and I'm going to say it every single episode, the MMA world, and I guess the boxing world never, ever sleeps. We got Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fighting on Sunday. And honestly, I see a ton of media guys like going to Cleveland to cover that fight well over the UFC. Like Morning Combat, for example, Matt's favorite fucking MMA personality, Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell, are already in Cleveland covering the fight. So that's going to be the talk of the weekend, unfortunately. We also have Edson Barbosa, the bonus king, taking on Giga Chikadze, the prospect. Is it, you guys going with the vet, the newbie? I know I'm going with the vet. I know Mike's going with the newbie. I feel like Matt is going to change his mind come Saturday. We shall see. We got PFL 9 as well. We got some notable fighters on that card. So I feel like it's, definitely a little bit better than it's been. Manny Pacquiao lost this weekend. Is he going to retire? He kind of hinted at it. I'm not sure. And yeah, a couple of questions in between. I'm sure Mike will have something on tap for us. Got some UFC striking signatures and Prism cards I want to show off. And if any of the listeners want to make me an offer, hit your boy up. But other than that, do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. This is what the people want to listen to. Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul. I've actually warmed up to the fight over the past couple of weeks. Ariel Helwani, talked to Tyron Woodley on Monday. I just listened to that today, and Tyron's fired up. He really is. But the thing is, he's always fired up, but then always has a lackluster performance. And I have to say, minus 200 for Jake Paul, I have to agree with it, man. I haven't seen Tyron Woodley. Oh, Matt, shut up, dude. You bet on Tyron Woodley puncher's chance. You bet on puncher chance all the time. That's what he's got in this fight, a puncher's chance. He's not a boxer. He's originally a wrestler turned mixed martial artist. Great power, great fight IQ for the most part. Like when he was on his rise and when he was on his reign, he was great and all, but this is a different sport. It's a totally different sport. It really is like baseball to golf. It's a totally different sport between mixed martial arts and boxing. And Jake Paul is good at boxing. Logan sucks, but Jake Paul takes it seriously. And I have to pick him to win here. And I have to say, Tyron Woodley is not representing mixed martial arts this Sunday. I don't think that's the case. I don't believe it. Chris, I want to hear your thoughts on it so that Matt can go last and talk about how Woodley's going to win.
I literally have one sentence to say, and I'm done. That's how much fuck this fight. I'll be convinced about Jake Paul when I see him actually take a punch in a live fight. Outside of that, I don't think he'll get hit by Woodley and like it, and I think he's going to lose this fight.
I just think Showtime's not paying Jake Paul $25 million to lose to Tyron Woodley, who's 40 years old and hasn't won a fight since 2016. But Tyron Woodley, he's eaten some big shots. I did not like to see him get hurt by Luque like that so quickly. And then, he got choked out. But that's basically like Nate Diaz would say, that's a TKO. You know what I mean? Like that was a TKO. He's been hurt more and recently, and it's just not what you want to see, especially he's getting older. He's not a boxer. Like I said yesterday, he does that tap, big overhand. I think Jake Paul's going to see it coming from a mile away. And I think the first round is going to be very telling. And if Woodley fucking backs up into the rope, I was going to say the cage, backs up into the ropes in the first round, it's going to be a very, very long night. Jake Paul's going to catch him in the corner, and I'm calling a standing TKO, and Woodley's going to argue it and try to rub it off, and it's going to be brutal. I don't want to see that. I would definitely like Tyron Woodley to win. That's for fucking sure. Because I'm the first person to say he's not representing MMA. But if he won, I would definitely flaunt him like he was representing MMA, even though he's not. Like Mike said, it's two different sports. But Jake Paul really is good. He's got legitimate training partners. I've seen videos of him beating up AJ Agazarm. I mean, AJ Agazarm absolutely sucks at boxing. But, he's been in there with the Diaz brothers, so he's definitely got experience. And Jake Paul beat up on him, even though he's a fucking big dude. Jake Paul's a fucking big guy. Like he's way bigger than Woodley too, which people I don't think realize. I think the fight's at 190, and Woodley fought as a welterweight, so it's like it's crazy, dude. But yeah, I think Jake Paul is going to win. Also, Jake Paul by decision is plus 1100, so I'm definitely going to bet on that. But the odds minus 200 and plus 1100 going to decision means that the odds makers think that Jake Paul is going to stop Woodley, right?
Exactly. Where are these odds, Chris? Is it on DraftKings?
I saw it on Chamakar Sandhu was tweeting them, and I saw people saying them. They were on like my bookie and bet online. So I don't know if they're on DraftKings yet, but I've seen them floating around everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, the whole nine.
Right. All right. So I just want to make something clear. Like, I am rooting for Woodley here, even though I don't think it's a representation of mixed martial arts. But at the same time, if there was an actual, boxing savvy mixed martial artist that went over to boxing and boxed Jake Paul, I would consider that representing mixed martial arts. Like, if you went, this is weight class is totally different here, but if Max Holloway-esque type fighter went over, I'd be like, okay, now it's MMA versus boxing in boxing. That's what it is. But this is just entertainment at this point. This is just, all right, Jake Paul's going to get another big win on his resume, and all right, now he's going to talk a lot of shit for another 3 months, and they're going to book another fucking shitty fighter against him. So that's that. All right, moving on, guys.
Interesting, actually, too. He has a rematch clause in his contract.
I saw that too, and then Tyron Woodley thinks that's a sign of weakness from.
I do too.
That's that's so normal in boxing. Mayweather had one against Pacquiao, Wilder, and it's for this exact reason. It's for money, and it's just exactly what happened with Wilder. Like, he lost, has a rematch clause, fights friggin' Tyson Fury, gets knocked out. Tyson Fury moves on with his life to fight Anthony Joshua, and they're like, nope, rematch clause, and here we go again, third fight that nobody wants to see. So in boxing, it's pretty normal to have that. Especially
I think Woodley is honestly very good at hyping up the fight. You know what I'm saying? He's going out there. He's like, oh, I'm going to knock this kid out. All that's very confident. But he was supremely confident when he was, in his lead up to every single one of his fights. And you've seen how that went for the past few years. But I digress. Moving on, guys. We got a couple cards this weekend. At the end, I'll rip you guys some questions. I want to see what your thoughts are on a couple different topics. But we got PFL. So let me share my screen really quick. All right, here we go. Main event, great scrap here between Brendan Loughnane and Movlid Khaybulaev. I can't pronounce these OVs, these EVs, but if it's OV or EV, it's good enough for me. I have to go with Khaybulaev here because, listen, Brendan Loughnane is an absolute savage in every area of mixed martial arts except the ground game. That's his only weak spot. It's still good, but it's not as elite as Movlid's here, and I have to go with him. Granted, the line was a lot wider. Like, at one point, Brendan was plus 175. I was looking at it for like weeks, and I didn't pull the trigger, and now it's like even money. So do with that information what you will. A lot of line movement, a lot of sharps probably on Loughnane, but I can't bring myself to pick him to win here. Bubba Jenkins is going to beat the shit out of Chris Wade. Chris Wade is an incredible overachiever. I can't believe he made it as far as he did this year. I'm pretty sure he was an underdog in both his first fights. And he won by knockout in his second fight in a fight he was losing. So I can't bring myself to think he has a chance here. Bubba Jenkins isn't great himself, but he's got 2 rounds of insane offensive pressure. And that's exactly what he's going to do to Chris Wade here. Antonio Carlos Jr., UFC vet. This is a great fight with Sorty here. Sorty, I'm pretty sure he was the champion on the previous year. Sorty's pretty good, man. I mean, like, the line was a pick 'em earlier and a couple of weeks ago, but now a lot of money is coming in on Carlos Jr. here. I'm actually going to pick Sorty to win here because Carlos Jr. is a constant underperformer. And if he doesn't get your back or take you down, he's kind of lost out there. And Sorty's tough as fuck. He's decent enough on the ground, survive 1 round, maybe lose the first round, come back, win the second and third. Make it to the championship. That's my prediction here. Cesar Ferreira, another UFC veteran, another guy that folds under pressure in the second and third round if he can't get you out of there. Martin Hamlet, I got Hamlet at minus 105. As you can see, he's minus 158 right now. Great bet. I think he's taking this all the way to the bank. Moving on, I don't really want to talk about Chris Camozzi that much or Shayman Moraes because neither of them are making it to the finals. But this is interesting fight right here. Bobby Moffett, minus 116, you see. I got him at plus 175 2 weeks ago. I have no idea why Jason Knight was a massive favorite over Bobby Moffett. But Bobby Moffett plus 500 to win by submission, little sprinkle there, and I played the money line. I think he's going to run through Jason Knight. And that's about it, everybody. I mean, as you can see, this Jenna Fabian, Kayla Harrison down here, that's not happening. I don't know why that's on here. That happened last week, and so did these other fights. I guess they're a little bit delayed on their updates. But that, my friend, is PFL number 9.
Jason Knight's going to win by knockout.
Who?
Emphatically.
Jason Knight?
Oh yeah.
No, he's
Without a
not.
doubt.
Moffett may not be that good, but he's good enough to beat Jason Poopy Knight.
I would love to argue that fight with you, but it's just not worth it. Jason Knight doesn't have teeth anymore.
Dude, he's got nothing. Remember Ricardo Lamas beat his ass?
Yeah, but like Ricardo Lamas was good at fighting. Bobby Maffey's like just as dog shit as Jason Knight. At least Jason Knight could be like opportunistic if he wants.
Dude, I remember arguing with you about Ricardo Lamas and fucking Jason Knight. I was like, dude.
Bro, when I want a guy to be good, I want him to be good. And Ricardo Lamas was just like that guy with it. He was just always there, but he wasn't exciting. So I kind of wanted him to be out of the picture.
When I want a guy to be good. That's great. I love that line. All right. So we got UFC Vegas. I guess it's number 35 at this point. Who's keeping track? But card is kind of weak, but we got, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 people watch The Ultimate Fighter this season. But we got the middleweight finals and I believe the 135-pound finals. So good luck to those guys. I wish I knew them, but I do not. I just know that their names are here at the top. Brian Battle versus Gilbert Urbina and Brady Heiston versus Ricky Tercios. So, Chris, tell me, why are you going with the bet Edson Barbosa here? He's a slight favorite, minus 115. How do you think it's going to go down?
Dude, shout out to MMA by the numbers, dude. He put out some stats on them, and they're pretty much identical. Like on a lot, their knockdown rate, their strikes, percent strikes landed, taken per minute, the whole 9. But I'm right with Edson. I think he fights to the level of his opponent most of the time. Sometimes, in the Justin Gaethje fight, that was a setup fight for Gaethje, right? In this fight, this is supposed to be a setup fight for Giga, but I think this is more of instead of a setup fight, I think this is a stepping stone fight. The UFC is trying to see what they have in him. And I mean, Edson just went toe to toe with he's always going toe to toe with, it seems like, these level guys now. This is where Edson is in his career. He made the drop to 145 and he's fighting the Shane Burgoses of the world. And you started to Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos literally got knocked across the octagon and then decided he was unconscious. I think Edson's, dude, every time I want to doubt him, I think he just still comes through. I don't have, technically, I guess Giga's probably better at this point, I guess, because Edson's just, older. But again, it just seems like I keep doubting Edson. He's proven me wrong. And I personally just don't like Giga Chikadze. So I know that's not expert analysis, but I'm riding with Edson here as a vet, 100%.
Matt, what do you think?
Muted. I'm actually going with Edson here too. I just look at his record and I'm kind of like sketched out about banking on Edson winning 3 fights in a row because that's exactly what he doesn't do. But I kind of think, like Chris said, I just picture that Shane Burgos fight and how he brutalized him. And I kind of see the same thing happening here with Giga, man. Like, it's a big step up for Giga. And I like Chris's comparison that it's more of a test than it is a stepping stone. And while Giga's, emphatically knocks some people out, he's looked great. Like, I think this is a big jump in competition. I know the name Cub Swanson looks good, but on paper, what do you think Edson would do to him? It's just, the line kind of sketches me out too. Like, I get you beat fucking Cub Swanson. Besides that, you're beating Jamie Simons and Omar Morales and Erwin Rivera. Like, and then I come here and I see basically an even line, almost an even line. It's weird, but I'm definitely going to go with Edson. It's going to be leg kicks galore, and I'm actually pretty excited for it though. Yeah,
so I got a big hefty bet on Giga Chikadze. And I'm pissed off because I got him at minus 125 and now he's the underdog. But listen, I totally get what you guys are saying, and everything you're saying is totally justified. But Giga shines against these kinds of fights. I mean, like, listen, when he fought Jamal Emmers, everyone thought he lost split decision. He's a grappler. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna give Giga Chikadze the one guy that will never shoot a takedown on him, and then he's a world-class kickboxer going up against Edson Barbosa, who has durability. He's durability issues as it is. We've seen him get absolutely flatlined before. We've seen him get absolutely brutalized by Kevin Lee, Khabib, and then you got Giga. He was basically a younger version of him. May not be as fast twitch muscle, may not be as lethal with his weapons, but he's got the durability. I believe that if it's a stand-up fight the whole time, which I do believe it will be, I believe the cardio will be a non-factor. And I'm just going to go with the younger, fresher guy. I do believe that they're trying to push him a little bit, and they're trying to push Edson, to the weight side a little bit. maybe not out of the UFC because he's so exciting, but he is a stepping stone. At this point, we know that he can't really make it to the top 5 and excel there, but he'll beat everybody from the top 10 from 10 down soundly, and this is Giga's chance to get up there. Granted, Giga is gonna get destroyed at one point, but he's gonna be 7-0 come this Saturday. That's my thing. All right, guys, we got a couple of decent matches. I just love Mahmoud Meredov is a -500 over GM3. That's fucking hilarious. GM3 is going to get his walking papers after this fight. He's done. And then we got this one's pretty interesting. Abdul, Razak, Alhassan versus Alessio de Chirico. Yo, he's a +200. I know Razak sucks, but like you giving him a striker here. You know what I'm saying? Alessio's going to strike with him. So I don't know. I guess I'll pick Alessio to win, but I don't know.
I think Alhassan finally turns the page here, unless Alessio wants to hold him up against the cage and just gas his arms out. But like, I see Alhassan finally finding the target after losing 107 fights in a row.
Yeah, we shall see. He's definitely got to come out balls to the wall here. He's older guy too. But Matt's favorite fighter, Darren Stewart, is going up against Dustin Jacoby. I think this fight sucks. Matt, who's gonna win?
I mean, dude, Dustin Jacoby's fucking horrible.
Dude, Mike, kick him out of the podcast. Your host, get rid of him. Dude, get rid of this guy.
Matt, Darren Stewart is absolutely
I'm going with Darren Stewart, baby.
Oh my God. Matt, show me your bet slip now.
Bro, I quit gambling. Relax.
And that's it. I mean, we got
I'll go with Jacoby. Realistically, I'm done with that other fucking. You know what I was gonna say.
That fight sucks anyway. But yeah, we got grapplers.
The Italians on this card, Guido Canetti.
Yeah, no one cares about that though. But Jamal Emmers, Pat.
Isn't Guido Canetti not Italian?
Oh yeah, he's Argentinian. I just think his name is ironic.
What a dick. And that's about it, guys. I mean, we got Grappler's Delight with Jamal Emmers and Pat Sabatini. That's going to be a really good fight for hardcore fans. So I'm excited for that one. I do not know who's going to win that. So I'll roll with the dog, Sabatini.
Dude, I'm pumped as fuck for Pat Sabatini, dude. I really like him a lot, and I hope he excels. I literally don't think I could be less excited for Sam Alvey versus Wellington Turman. Like, that might be the least exciting matchup in the history of mankind.
Mike continuing to hammer home that Wellington's going to be good is almost as bad as me continuously betting on Darren Stewart.
I said he was going to be good before he got knocked out by Andrew Shitty Sanchez. And then
he's also on a 3-fight losing streak, I think. It's either 3 or 2.
Yeah, well, he shot, man. I think Alvey's going to knock his ass out, man.
That would be so pathetic.
Dude, Turman got flatlined by Sanchez and then flatlined by Bruno Silva to the point where it's like he's dead. He's dead on the canvas, and you don't come back from that shit. That was like only 2 months ago.
What did you say before about the Kevin Lou fight? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, I was going to say, did I miss something here?
No. All right, well, here we go. Kevin Lee, D-Rod. I don't have a hot take on this fight. I really don't.
Me neither. I think D-Rod's gonna win.
I really hope Kevin Lee wins, though.
Me too, but I think D-Rod's gonna win. I don't know why. I think Kevin Lee's gonna have a hard time getting his wrestling game off, and I think Rodriguez is gonna fucking crack him. Kevin Lee's striking looked like it was improving for a second until it didn't.
I just think one back take from Kevin Lee, it might be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It could be. That's a big ask, but we'll see. Now, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Dude, D-Rod's a big dude. Kevin Lee coming up to 170. I know he's fought at 170 before. Who did he fight at 170 last time? He fought at 170 previously. I'm pretty sure.
You're right. I can't remember who it was, though.
Anyway, he's back at 170, coming off some injuries, dude. A lot of question marks. I know D-Rod took this on short notice, but it wasn't that short of notice, So I think what's up, Matt? You're muted. All right, well, hold that thought. But anyway.
I got it. It was Dos Anjos. He got subbed in the 4th round. Go ahead.
It was RDA, right? I was going to say that, and I was like, for some reason, it just didn't feel right. But that's honestly what I thought. But who the fuck hasn't RDA beaten his fucking career? But anyway, Kevin Lee just, I don't know, man. He was at Ariel's show. Oh, I didn't even mention that in my intro. I meant to say that the Ariel show is back. A lot of people love to hate on Ariel. I I totally see why. Ariel's a big, weasel. He is. I get it. I totally get the hate. Even like Dustin Poirier was on his show, the first episode, but like Poirier always gives Ariel shit like, come on, Ariel. You just ask like those fucking questions. I get it. But I'm pumped as fuck to have his show back. Like today I sat at work, dude. I had it up on my phone, just fucking watching that shit all day. Ariel's the man. He has the best show of all time, and way to flex on ESPN. First show back with Vox Media, MMA fighting, and he just gets, everybody. Darren Till was on, Kayla Harrison was on, Dustin Poirier was on, fucking Israel Adesanya. If I said Darren, I think I already said Darren Till. He had a fucking star-studded lineup, Kevin Lee, everybody, and so shout out to him. But anyway, on Ariel's show, Kevin Lee basically said like 170s for the taking. Like he sees his way to the top of the division, but bro, there's no way he's beating Usman. There's no way he's beating Colby. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like I would love to see him. And if he won this fight, him and Chiesa at 170 would be an awesome rematch.
I like that.
Yeah. Unfinished business from the last time. Chiesa coming off the loss. We shall see. But yeah, I kind of got off topic there, but I really do hope Kevin Lee wins. I really do, but I don't think he's going to be honest with you. I have that gut feeling that he's not going to. I
feel that. I have no reason. The only reason I'm picking him to win, man, is because of the lack of line movement. I thought it'd be a lot closer to a pick 'em, but the line is pretty stagnant. And usually when that happens, like I feel like Vegas knows what's going to happen, and I guess I'll roll with Kevin Lee here. But no, I agree, Chris. Ariel's fucking show being back has made my life so much better. It's just like way better. And yeah, listen, I think I texted you guys a couple of days ago. I was like, yeah, Ariel, you could just listen to his voice. He goes, oh, his show's not about me. It's about the fighter. It's like, no, Ariel, this show's about you. And you know that you are so full of yourself. And I don't care, man, because you are the best by far. There's not even a close second. So I'm proud of him, man. I hope, he's getting that money. He's free, free Ariel, uncensored, whatever. I love that because he's speaking it as it is. And, he said a really great quote about fighter pay, which actually like really resonated with me. I think I put it as their story. It's just like, he just basically calls it as it is. It's like, he goes, the UFC or any promoter isn't going to change their ways out of the kindness of their hearts. They must be forced to change. And right now there's absolutely no collective voice pushing for change. And I don't see that change coming anytime soon. He's calling it as it is. Yes, I want the fighters to get paid more, but no, I don't want to hear you Twitter fingers yapping about it and trying to be like all virtuous and all this shit just so you can fit in with a bullshit MMA Twitter community. It drives me up a fucking wall. Yes, I want them to get paid for more. Yes, I want them to organize a union. But no, I don't want to hear fucking bullshit about it because UFC still pays 600% more to a debut fighter than the next best promotion. So shut the fuck up. Anything else, guys?
There's some. Just to add on to Ariel, I met him 2 times in person, and he was super nice to me both fucking times. So
that's awesome, man. I wish I was there for one of those at least.
Yeah.
But, guys, you guys want to talk about anything else before I kind of spitfire a couple questions at you?
Not off the top of my head. I just wish Bellator had more stuff going on. Like we were talking about before, we'll talk about it in the future, but Patchy Mix and James Gallagher, I'm pumped as fuck for that fight. I'm pumped to see where AJ McKee goes from here. I'm pumped for Peter Queally and Tricky Pitbull 2. That's actually being a sick fight. The light heavyweight Grand Prix, I'm pumped as fuck for. It's cool to see these guys. I think Phil Davis is going to wrestle fuck the shit out of Rumble. Yoel Romero's finally making his fucking debut. Corey Anderson, Ryan Bader, Nemkov's going to beat the shit out of Rumble, I should say. Phil Davis is fighting Yoel. Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm picking Phil Davis to win.
Oh, you're picking Yoel?
I think so.
Dude, I got to see a picture of Yoel. I haven't seen him. Like it looks like Father Time. It kind of caught up to him a little bit. He's got like gray hair. He looks a little bit older. Yeah, but he's probably on all of the.
Yeah, probably just increased his TRT intake.
Literally, dude. The best is how he won like $25 million from that like tainted supplements. Like, bro, he is on all of the tainted supplements. You know what I mean?
I want to know what he's taking and how he was able to get $25 million and continuously take it because I want it.
Dude, those Cubans.
So man, it's like Jackson, Chris. It's like when Jackson asked me, "All right, what steroids aren't you on?"
You should tell me so I won't take them either. Dude. But Mike, fire away, baby. I like your shirt, by the way. Let's hear it.
Thank you. All right. So first question I have, it's not really a question. I'm just like, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on like Khabib has just been like a Debbie Downer lately. He's been such a Karen, I think is what Patty Pimblett might have called him. So I thought that was pretty funny. So he's just basically calling out, like calling ring girls stupid, and he's calling some fighters like shitty fighters. And I'm just like, this was never in his dialogue. Like he's never talked about this before. And obviously he's been around for a minute. Do you think this is more so the media bringing, a story about somebody that's got a pretty much untarnished record? Or do you think that Khabib is just finally coming out and talking about shit at a more real level? Like, I don't know what it is, man, but like, it kind of bothers me. I mean, like, he's making fun of like these ring girls. I mean, it's a job, man. I mean, like, it's entertainment. Like, what's the problem? Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just like his culture, kind of, right? Like he doesn't see a need for it. Like, remember like that when he did that interview and he goes, "I don't like movies. Movies make your heart weak." Like that was, and he was completely serious. You know what I mean? And like, it's just he's just a different human being. You know what I mean? And the media can spin it any way they want. I feel like that's just him. It is what it is. Like, Khabib, anyone that is, it's just clicks, dude. We're talking about it, just gets people talking. I think that's all it is. I did see that Khabib was like, I don't know. I didn't really look into it. But Khabib was like backstage somewhere and he was kind of limping. And all of a sudden he's got like security around him and shit. And some dude like runs up from behind and then like a bunch of dudes jump on the one guy. Like it looked like Khabib kind of like someone tried to jump Khabib like at an event, like a bunch of dudes. And I really didn't see too much about it, but I want to look into that more after the podcast.
What event was it?
I have no idea, dude. There's some Russian shit.
Probably Conor McGregor's hitman.
Conor McGregor's been letting loose on Instagram, dude. He is just
like it almost makes me like wonder what's next for him. Like you can't just talk all this shit and then go ghost, and he's not going to do that. So like, what's the plan here?
He hasn't gone ghost. So yeah, I mean, like on Instagram, dude, he's working out significantly harder than me and has a broken leg. Like he's in the gym every day. He's doing pull-ups. He's just doing all different types of workout as much as you can do. And I saw TMZ or someone caught up with him, and he said he's like 4 or 5 weeks ahead of their estimated timetable. So we'll see, bro. I really don't want to see him come back. Definitely don't rush it back, dude. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? That's like something you don't rush. Like Weidman just got another surgery. Today I saw on Instagram, he's 4 months since his surgery and 2 weeks today since his new surgery because it wasn't healing like perfectly. And he's really doing it the right way. Like he's doing some physical therapy. It just seems like from what he's doing, he's really doing it the right way. And I don't want to say babying it, but like truly nursing it. And I don't want McGregor to jump back into a rematch with Dustin Poirier on a hurt leg. What are you gonna do? Break your leg in the fucking fourth fight and do it for a fifth? It's just, it's like I think he has one more shot, one more like run. He's not gonna fight. How many more times he's gonna fight? He's in his mid-30s now, and it's just like, don't hurt your legacy now. Like people it just seems like there's more haters now. Not that I care. I'm sure he doesn't care either. People are gonna pay no matter what. But it is what it is. I'm just ranting at this point. I just hope he doesn't come back and lose again, and then try to come back. And it's like, dude, before that, what are you gonna do? Fight Kevin Lee? You know what I mean?
That's what I've been saying. Like, you fight the 8-9 fighters and try to battle back up to the top when you had $1 billion in the bank. Like, what are you trying to prove at that point?
Yeah, 3 commas, baby, 3 commas. But
I barely have 1 comma.
It's on the verge of becoming no comma. But all right, yo. So I just was thinking about the heavyweight division. I was just thinking about like, where does Miocic come back? Because he was talking about how like he's in talks with Dana White. He said he's busy schedule coming up. It just feels like he's totally out of the loop right now. And let's play real quick matchmaking. Ciryl Gane versus Francis Ngannou. John Bones is just kind of in limbo right now. Do you guys think that Stipe has a place in the division, or do you think that maybe his time is done in the UFC, or do you think that he'll take a contender fight? Like, what do you think's going on with Stipe? Because he is the GOAT heavyweight, and he seems to fall into the wayside.
I think he's still definitely. I mean, dude, he got knocked out by Francis, almost a rite of passage at heavyweight at this point.
I know, but Dana was hard for that. Like he's just like, yes, Francis.
Yeah, I mean, what guy's easier to sell? The guy that has fans only in the worst state in the country, not really, but kind of, or the Predator. It's and I feel like that's why you wanted that to happen. And I feel like Dana just doesn't really have. There's no reason to build Stipe back up. Like, why do that from a promotion perspective? From a Stipe talent perspective, I think he would beat Curtis Blades this weekend. But like, it just, he doesn't bring enough eyes. There's no reason to even put him in a title shot again. I don't think personally. Like, I think it's more of a promotion decision than it is Stipe is over the hill. Chris?
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think, like you said, Stipe is the heavyweight GOAT. He literally is. And I'm trying to think, like, where's, like Matt or Mike said, where does he fit in the division? I mean, he's still like basically not the number one contender, I guess, anymore. But does he come back and fight like Derek Lewis? I mean, they're both coming off losses, and I know the UFC loves to promote Derek Lewis. So if Derek Lewis could beat him, which I do not see happening, that would be good. Or Stipe could just get that name value. I mean, he has a humongous name value, right? Stipe Miocic, best heavyweight ever, basically. But he's got to make a comeback. You know, like the Gon and Ngannou fight's already happening, and I don't envision Dana. Maybe gets the winner of that. Depends how the talks go, I guess. He's still right at the top of the division. But if he wants to be active and really put, you know, how Dana works and the UFC works, I would say, I guess, Derek Lewis. Or does he want to battle his way back? Or does he want to fight Volkov, who just came off a loss? Also, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm just trying to think where he really does fit in the division. And I was trying to think off the top of my head, you know, like a perfect fight for him. Obviously, this is going to be like Brock Lesnar, right? Someone that came back like into the UFC like that, just a big fucking name that he could go to battle with. But I don't see that happening. And I know he was like commenting on one FC's fucking, or one championship's shit. So like that would be a huge if the UFC released him, like, you know, but him and Dana just butt heads. It is what it is. Like, champions have done it in the past, like Rampage. The UFC like tries to, they always show like him getting beat. Like, they never show Rampage's highlights ever anymore. And he's got like the biggest slams, the biggest, you know, all that. Same thing with like fucking Tito Ortiz. He was a champion, did so much for the UFC, and Dana fucking hates him and let him go. You know what I mean? Like, lets him walk. So maybe Stipe just falls into that category. Who the fuck knows? But I think he's still right there, top of the division, and could beat any of these guys.
Yeah, I just can't remember a time where like such a high caliber fighter in a division doesn't really have a spot. You know, I can't remember a time where I can't really put him into the mix. I can't personally figure out what's going to happen next for him, but I wish the best for him, even though he ran away from us when we tried to hunt him down for an autograph and a picture. But yeah, good luck to the GOAT. But one last thing, I want to really real quick talk about the main event on Saturday. It was a great fight. It was a great night of fights with some highlight reel, like, you know, Roosevelt Roberts got destroyed, like first class ticket to like PFL or Bellator, just like you said, Chris. But no, I thought Cannonier looked very, very, very good. The way he was cutting angles like that against Gastelum, who's got those nice hands, man. He won that fight like fair and square. Great performance. He really is a top 5 gatekeeper at this point, man. He will beat your ass if you ain't ready for those top 5. So I was like pumped to see that. I'm a low-key fan of his. That's it. I just wanted to kind of mention upon that. Guys, any thoughts?
Matt, go ahead.
Joe Biden sucks.
And now we're shadow banned on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, dude.
That's awesome, dude. That's great.
You're not fucking wrong though, dude. It's a rough world out here. I don't know.
Real quick, I was at my grandparents' house yesterday at around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then, you know, Biden walks on stage for his address, you know, to talk about what's happening. My grandfather, hardcore Italian, right off the boat, you know, like hard, thick accent. He goes, "Oh, finally, he's supposed to come out around 1 o'clock. What was he, sleeping?" And then he comes out and he just makes his stupid speech off the teleprompter and then just walks right off stage, man. I was just like, this is a comedy show, man. This isn't real.
No, it's not real. It's not real life. It's a simulation.
You see, Junior posted a photo and it was like the president's United States portraits, and then Joe Biden's the back of his head.
Wait, who did that?
Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's Joe Biden, like the back of his head, because he always just reads off the teleprompter and then walks away.
I saw a meme the other day that I forget what the picture was, but it said like Joe Biden should just start turning his teleprompter around and having us read it.
That's priceless, man. That shit is so funny. What a way to end the show. All right, last thoughts, guys. Get them out.
Dude, you see Tyron Woodley doing some like gang shit now. He's like, I got bandanas for sale. I'm trying to rep the set. I got blue. I got red. I'm like, bro, Tyron Woodley, like, just don't play that up. Good looks. You know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully he wins this weekend. I'm excited to see what's going down on the Sunday. I'll be back down the shore. Matt will be watching together. You can buy that pay-per-view because I'm fucking not. Triller can come get me for their 100K.
No, we're using a stream. I'm not paying for that.
Me neither. Let me know what happens afterwards. I'll watch the highlights.
I don't care if I got to watch it in Chinese. I'm not buying
Dude,
a stream.
You literally can go on Twitter when Jake Paul fights, type Jake Paul stream, and there's like 1,000 links.
Don't they get taken down like pretty quickly?
Not really. I mean, I watched Askren. I watched Nate Robinson, just straight up.
Dope.
Maybe I'll
Also, I just got an update on my phone from ESPN. Jamal Charlo, the boxer Jarmel and Jermel, they're fucking twin brothers, just got arrested on felony robbery charges.
So that's
what are you doing with tens of millions of dollars robbing a bartender?
That's one of those things where you could read the headline and then still jump to conclusions and still be correct. You know, it's like you can't work your way out of that one. All right, guys, another great episode. That was a lot of fun. So enjoy the fight this weekend, everybody. Got PFL on Friday, UFC Saturday, and Jake Paul versus Askren. Excuse me, not Askren. Woodley on Sunday. Enjoy the fights, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.